so here's Anna. You see the beam? The beam right here? You see the beam? The ghost? Right? Look at this. They can't see this. You can, but they can't see this. You know what I mean? And the sound is also very faint in comparison to this. Let's say this room is Hollywood right now, right? This is the point, right? And this is the little clutch next to the PC room over here, right? So you have the enemy team walking up here, right? Blah blah blah, doing their shit. Your teammate is over there, right? If you do this, they're all gonna know where the hell you're coming from, you know? You see that beam? But if you're standing in here crouched, you do this. They can't see it. You know what I mean? That's probably the best tip I can give you for another player. It's very, very good. So if you have an enemy team coming closer to, let's say you're hiding in a room like here, right? And your team is over there. This is just an example, right? They're over there. But if you shoot like this, they can't see it. They just can't see it. You know what I mean? Practically. So, that's the difference. Also, Anna has a quick scope mechanic. You saw it? So, it usually takes time for the... pick it up. You see that? Sometimes you actually do not want to wait for the projectile to hit. You know? Sometimes you're being chased by something, right? So there's a method where you can quick scope. See that? You don't actually have to scope in. It's just a quick, right? So you can't do it there. So I don't know what's costing it. Like, that's a quick scope right there. Especially if you're shooting a fire in the sky, it's gonna be extremely unreliable trying to hit it with a projectile. So, anyhow. Okay, so a lot of people ask me how I'm so accurate with McCree. Let's take it from the beginning, shall we? A lot of people don't know about this. This will blow your mind, ladies. Alright, guys. So this has been in the game for a long time. So what I'm going to demonstrate to you right now is a lot of people ask me like, how come you can hit the shots all the time? Like how is it? Like sometimes I'm on the target and I can't hit them. Well, here's the thing, right? McCree has a little funny thing going on with his crosshair. Here you go, there you go. That's going to be a headshot. You saw that, right? Look what happens when I shoot. See that? This is why I never hold in my button when I shoot. I always tap. Look again. First one is gonna hit. The rest of the magazine is gonna miss. Oh, see, that one hit. See that? So, when holding in, you're like the aim, the tracking, the hit scan is extremely unreliable. That's why you always want to tap on McCree. So how do I hit this target without you know, how do I hit the target efficiently every single time? So, if you're just tapping, 1, 2, 3. There's a hidden spread pattern to this revolver, because when you do shoot it up like this, the crosshair actually moves. Here you go. Tap, tap. Who the fuck holds fire button on McCree? A lot of people do. But here's the thing, if you tap too fast, I can show you, if I tap too fast, sometimes you will also miss. And you know, in a scenario where you're in a stressful scenario, so to speak, you will sometimes miss that shot. You know? A lot of players ask me, do you tap or do you hold? Well, I tap. And for good reason. I tap with delay. And there's a reason why I do tap with delay, and I haven't really put an emphasis on this. I explained this a little bit earlier. But McCree has something called a hidden recoil. There's a problem with McCree has a hidden spread. When he shoots, his revolver goes up, it actually fucks up your spread. So this first shot, that's interesting. Just because I said that it's gonna work. I gotta wait for the respawn, I'll show you. Put it down, that's the one that's gonna hit, the rest is gonna miss. First one's gonna hit. See, it's extremely unreliable. Either way, I always try to praise the fact that you should always go for taps. It's just easier. It's just always easier. Miss, hit, miss, 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 miss. Miss, 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 miss. Well, that one hit. So, there's a hidden spread to his weapon that a lot of people just don't know about. That's why you want to go for tapping, right? You want to tap them. A lot of people also ask me, what's best, flicking or tracking? This one's interesting. So, what is best? What is best? Well, essentially what you're looking at flicking or tracking, there are two different methods. Tracking is the one I prefer, and I'm apparently a lot of people know me for my tracking, especially on McCree. There's other players who are exceptionally good, probably better than I am. You can take Timer for example. He likes to flick. You know what I mean? So what is tracking and what is flicking? Well, tracking is this. You're literally following the target around with your mouse. You don't let it go. This is it. You can take whatever target you want to do, you just follow it with your mouse. Follow it on the head. You need to split your targets. See this? What is flicking? Well, flicking is this. You move your mouse very fast in a direction, either right to left, and you flick them. See what I mean? But I track in McCree, and not a lot of McCrees do that. I seem to be the only one in the pro scene to track people like this. Because I feel it benefits me, right? It's my playstyle, it's what I want to play. But a lot of people tend to flick. And you know, I think a hybrid is probably the best. But anyone you ask, you know, it's personal preference. Some people prefer flicking because it's easier. Some people prefer tracking because it's easier, right? And McCree is such a diverse character in that way, he can do both. Is my flicking any good? I don't know. Is it? Flicking is about your brain communicating, like your muscle memory. How much of a distance is it to a certain character or a certain hero, right? That's what it all comes down to. Obviously, some people have it easier flicking to the right, some people have it easier flicking to the left. Well, I suck at flicking. What is a practice I can do to get better about Soldier McCree on Training Room? Alright, so we don't really have a lot of practice modes. This is what we're given. But there is several things you can do to increase your aim. This is my method that I always do, or well, I always did before tournaments. And it actually worked for me. It worked really good for me. So the whole point of this practice right now is essentially you have this character over here, and this is your ring bell. This is where you start, and then you have all these spots right here, and you're only allowed to tap them once. So if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually, if you want to make it even harder, here's the 6th one. So you have 6 bullets. So what you want to do is you want to go for headshot. Here you go. That's a whole round. That's a 6 out of 6, right? And that's the highest possible score that you can get. So you write that down, and you have okay. 1 round, 6, perfect, right? Here's the trick. Now you want to do it again. See, I missed that one. So that's a 6 out of 5. That's a really good training thing that I call the ID training. This is what I do nowadays just to get my my aim up, and it actually works both for tracking and flicking. And what's good about it is that you can do it on so many characters. You can do it on Soldier. You can do it even on Zenyatta. You can train projectile with it. There you go, perfect score again, 6-6. Anyhow, pay attention to that, and if you want to get good at McCree or Soldier, you can both do them both. A lot of things I see is a lot of people saying, like, how do you aim so properly with Tracer? How come you never miss, no matter how much you jump, no matter how much you blink? Well, truth is I do miss, but the same thing is, people are like, how do you always hit the head? Like, even though they're crouching or jumping, like, how does that happen? Explain ID. Anyhow, pretend this character is any character in the game, right? Let's see, okay, right there. So I never aim for the head, ever. Ignore the people cussing out for helping new players. I enjoy it. Don't worry about it, dude. Every one of my shots top 400. It's fine. Yeah, but when you're playing Tracer, mostly I usually do this on Soldier as well. But when you're playing Tracer, I want you to always be shooting at the throat. Right here. I don't want you to be shooting up here at the head or around the head. I want you to be shooting at the throat. And that actually goes for any other character. If you're playing Tracer melee, you always want to be shooting at the throat. That's what you will be doing. Tracer has a spread in such a way that you'll actually benefit from shooting the throat. Now, why the throat? Well, usually before, there was a mechanic called crouch spamming, right? You would crouch spam to avoid shots. And I developed a technique that if you shoot at the throat, if they duck you will hit the head 100% of the time.
Ultra kill.
And the thing is, a lot of people tend to get nervous when they're like, oh my god, how do I hit the head when it's moving? Like, how do I do that? Like, help me. Well, the thing is, if you're shooting at the throat, most of the time, you'll have a hybrid type of damage. Some of them will hit the body, some of them will hit the head. But you'll benefit from them actually trying to crouch or sidestep from you because of Tracer spread. And, you know, shooting at the throat will still give you a headshot because this game, lol. You know what I mean? Another thing is, which a lot of people said in regards to tracking, when you're playing Tracer and if you're tracking them, a lot of players are mostly like how do you aim so good? Like when you stand still, like how did you develop this tracking habit? Is it only just point and click? Well, not really. In terms of movement, this spot right here. So what usually helps when you're tracking an enemy player, especially as Tracer, is if it's moving in this direction. He's gonna move back here now. Shooting from back in a straight line is not hard, obviously, right? But if you're running sideways to it, wait, I'll show you. Something that always helps your tracking is running with it, you know what I mean? That way you actually don't have to move your cursor that much. It actually, the character or the player you're playing against will move for you. You know what I mean? So you want to run alongside them in the same movement that they're moving. So if he's moving down this, like this way, what you want to do is just follow him, like at the side. So if you play against someone, like approaching them from straight up probably doesn't help. They're always going to run either left or right. So what you want to do is you want to position yourself in a way where Tracer gets alongside them. Like this guy right here. You know what I mean?